Coming up right now on Up at Noon, naked video game characters. Which ones do you want to see the most? The dark side of Star Wars toy collecting, and some very special guests. Our friends. We had them over because we feel like it. All that and more right now on Up at Noon Live.
Yes!
Whoa! The lights actually came all the way on this week. That's amazing.
We did it!
Holy crap, here we are once again.
Hey, friends.
Hey, thanks for joining us. Welcome back to Up at Noon Live. I'm Max Scoville. This is Brian Altano. We're here every week. You are not here every week, though.
I'm not here
This is
every week.
Trisha Hirschberger.
Hi,
You
guys.
might know her from just the various corners of the internet. Where can people see you?
Lots of different corners of the internet. Well, if you've ever watched SourceFed or SourceFed Nerd, I did that for a real long time. Now I'm on Escapist, Ami, Screen Junkies, my own channel.
I think you made up 3 of those words there. Just
Yeah.
threw them in there. Yeah. I'm on Qualb.
You just named 40 shows.
Yeah.
Verver.
I'm
My
a
goal
mod
is
on
to
the
be the
corn
Ryan
message
Seacrest
boards.
of the internet.
It's
I
very
just
cool.
work everywhere.
It's GDC this week, and I saw a sign for a real company inside GDC that said Vungle.
Fungal?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
spelled like fungal, but with a V?
Kind of.
Yeah.
It was like bunghole with a V.
What could go wrong? Anyway, speaking of companies, one thing that isn't a company is our sponsor this week, which is Truth. Truth is an incredibly abstract concept that is basically the fact that cigarettes will kill you. So
they are a company.
don't do them. I mean, they are a company, but it's also Truth is like, you can't be like, yeah, it's like, the Sky is not a company. What's wrong with you?
yeah, oh, right,
okay,
fine.
point being, don't smoke cigarettes because they will A, kill you, and B, kill your pets. And if your pets are dead, then what's wrong with everything? That's awful. Anyway, if you're watching this live, you can be watching it live on a lot of different things. If maybe one of these is more convenient than the other, we are on IGN.com, PS4, Xbox One, Roku, Twitch, YouTube, and Apple TV. And every week we add a new word to that spiel.
Yeah.
Next week we'll be on Vungle. So
We're on Vungle. I always feel weird telling people the other places they can watch us when they're already watching us,
Yeah.
because I know they're going to go to those other places and find something cooler and then leave us forever.
yeah. So if you want to hit us up on Gulch, you can use the hashtag #UpAtNoon.
Gulch?
Or Quand, either one.
Yeah.
Gulch and Quand are hot new social network apps that we're using.
Yeah, I just launched Bungus. It's only got one user. My Bungus.
Okay. All right. Great.
We did it.
So anyway.
That's all our vegetables. Now let's
Yeah.
eat some dessert.
Yeah, dessert. Okay.
Oh, wait, one more thing. If you're on Twitter, use the hashtag #UpAtNoon. That's UPATNOON. I did that right. And tweet at us, and I'll read your wonderful things you say to us today, live on the show. And Trisha has to answer them, I
Yep.
think.
Oh, wow.
I'll go
It's
easy
like
on you.
truth or truth now on Up at Noon.
So
I like that. I like that a lot.
Trisha, you kind of made a name for yourself by doing a thing called The Naked Truth. Is that right?
Oh, yeah. That's kind of how I started doing my own personal channel. I kind of tripped and fell into it, if you will. And I was just like, well, I'm making all this content for other channels. Let me do something for me. And so The Naked Truth started, which sounds very scandalous. And yes, it is a naked vlog series, which also sounds very scandalous. But it's only from the shoulders up only, and it's more of a like, here's me, just
Okay.
how I am. And other people do it too, and we're the Naked Army together.
That sounds.
Do you get a lot
terrifying.
of conspiracy theorists? People being like, I bet she's not. I bet she's got one sock on.
Oh, all the time. All
Really?
the time. Oh, yeah, a lot of people. And I'm like, but that's okay. Like, you don't have to believe me. I don't care. Like,
Yeah, that's fine.
The nudity is for me to feel vulnerable and, like, just be me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without anything
It's the-
else.
it's the
and
mag-
it's
that's-
really nice and comfortable.
The magic of entertainment.
So I'm using that cool talking point of nudity to segue into something very special. There are so many video game characters out there, and I'd say one of the biggest problems with them is that most of them have clothing on.
Yeah.
So I think we should really break down the ones that we want to see without clothing the most, specifically to the naughty bits.
That's right.
Specifically the naughty
Yes.
bits.
I mean, we've gotten together a list.
Here, just right there.
Oh,
Perfect.
no, yeah, just-
right there. Got it.
Oh, hey, it's me.
Nailed it.
I'm hiding behind this naked lady because I'm a dirty old dude from 1996.
Who left the beach balls at the beach?
Surprise, guess who? I've covered your eyes. Oh, those aren't your eyes. Your eyes
See,
look
it's
down.
funny because Duke
All right.
Nukem is a horrible misogynist 90
Thankfully,
video game
Duke
character.
Nukem is not on this list, but
No.
someone else is, and that is, of course, Lara Croft. Kind of I mean, people, I remember in like summer camp when I was like 11 years old, and I realistically couldn't even do anything in the presence of naked ladies anyway, because of biological reasons. People were like, yo, there's a cheat code where you can see her naked. So there's the new one, and there's mods and all that, and realistic hair physics, but I don't care. I still want to know what this weird-ass collection of trapezoids
Yeah.
looks like without the triangle.
She's still smoking.
She is.
She's
She is.
still smoking even like that. I don't know. I think it would be interesting to have like a conversation with Lara Croft naked because like, she's so tough. What's beneath that tough exterior?
Triangles.
Triangles.
Lots of
Yeah.
lots of cone-shaped body parts.
Over hundreds of different rhombuses
Yeah.
with over 12 DPIs of graphics on
She does
there.
she would look like a funny naked marionette.
It's really just. Yeah, that's. Oh man, that's awful. All right, so moving on. Another character.
Us?
Getting
They
real
went
here.
to us.
Yeah,
Here we go. Hey.
that's really weird. Sorry, we're dirty old men, but is it a woman or a fungus or what?
Okay.
What's going
Toadette?
on? Yeah.
Toadette, I mean, you really want to see this one naked?
You really? That's your choice?
I don't even know if I want to see under the hat.
I'm mostly just
I
really.
definitely want to see under
I
that.
feel like it's just an exposed raw skull.
Have you ever seen how mushrooms have sex?
no.
What?
They
No.
They like explode and
Don't they
shoot.
just spore on each other?
Yeah. I mean, so do some people, but like.
Science.
Yeah, right? But the mushrooms, they just kind of explode and there's just stuff in there. So what are the,
Are you saying Toadette's an exploder?
I mean, yeah, we all played The Last of Us. Is she one of those, like, is she gonna go poof and you gotta sneak around with a gas mask on? I don't know. So I'm curious what's under that weird move.
Or else you get fertilized by Toadette? Is
I
that-
don't know. Yeah, man, The Last of Us. It's a dark game.
Okay.
All right, so next up, here's one. This is one of my
What?
favorite Pokemon. Just before anyone gets weird and like starts pointing fingers, this
Yeah.
is the final evolution of the Gothita, Gotharita, and this is Gothitelle, the final. I mean, is that a human woman?
That's Gothitelle?
It's a Pokemon, but is
she layered like she
She's
has...
definitely humanoid.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is that a dress or does she have 4 sets of under
I don't
parts?
know. I want to know that.
How do
Trisha, what
po-
do you think?
I think it looks like a dress, but and based on the neck and arms and head,
I'm guessing humanoid, but it could be humanoid from like the waist up.
There's just, like,
and something else from the waist down.
Just like spider's legs and a sarlacc pit under there.
100% could be.
You know, to be fair, that could be also a lot of goth girls. I'm not entirely sure myself. They're very spooky.
I bet
I'm sorry, goth girls. I love you.
I bet you $10 she has a Tweety Bird tattaoo.
Yeah, or Taz is a fireman.
She just seems like, or a Taz,
right.
yeah. She seems like the Taz.
So let's shake things up a little bit.
oh,
Goro.
What's going on down there?
So this man has four arms, which is twice the amount of arms. So
But-
doing that math, he probably has twice the amount of everything else.
But he's only got 12 fingers total.
What words can we say here, Zach?
Doesn't matter.
Okay, I think he has 2 Pangases and 4 Bulls.
That looks terrifying to me.
It's-
That's terrifying.
But wait, hold on. Let's do some more math. He only has 3 fingers in each hand.
and 2 toes.
And you have 4 toes. Total.
we have less arms but more digits than Goro.
This is like an SAT question.
I think he has like three various sort of wand-like appendages, and then just one large spherical doohickey
Okay.
down under there.
So if the man has 4 arms with 3 fingers on each arm and 2 legs with 2 toes on each foot, how many Bulls and Pangases does he have?
Yeah, let us know in the comments. Be sure to
Use-
like, subscribe, and upvote.
Using the hashtag up at noon.
Don't report as a violation of terms and services.
That's
Okay,
right.
So, on a similar, also this is like look at this transition here.
You can't sue the
It's
internet.
like the same man, just less stuff on him.
Okay.
What's Kratos got going on there?
I would definitely like to see Kratos naked.
Yeah.
That'd
He's,
be okay.
he's a very angry man.
Yep.
He's super powerful.
He's very powerful. He has lots of sex in his games.
Uh-huh.
He's lots of gets all those wizard women up in the castle and they do stuff,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. But he was married or something. He had a kid, or I don't care. But
He's a sensitive guy.
my big question is, does it look like a candy cane?
I think you're right. I think it's gray with diagonal red stripes on it.
So that red stripe just comes down and
Just
continues
keeps
in a
going.
spiral.
I think it might look. He's even alluding to it with that
the skirt, yeah.
that sarong he's wearing.
yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's move on.
Damn it! Now I can't stop picturing that.
Yeah.
Aw.
Speaking of sarongs and sarong, it's right.
Shut up, stop
Pyramid
it.
Head. Yeah. So what? Is it like a triangle or is it a?
It's a sphinx. It's a small sphinx.
Our studio audience is losing
A nice
it
nice
right
little
now.
sphinxter. I don't know. Okay.
Super Mario just died in Super Mario 64. Apparently,
I think if you see Pyramid Head,
an X-wing is here.
special guest today is TIE Fighter noises. I think if you see his wiener, can I say wiener?
Yeah, just
Okay.
do it.
I think if you see his wiener, you go immediately insane and blood shoots out of your eyes.
It's like Medusa,
Okay.
you turn a stone.
And
Yeah.
then he blushes.
Okay.
Under his weird
But what's
cone.
under the head? What's under the hat?
A much smaller one.
Well-
He's like one of those Russian dolls.
Yeah, I mean, if we saw him naked, that would mean the head goes away, right? Unless that is his head.
He might be a never nude.
You can leave your triangle hat on, as they say.
Oh.
Yes, pyramid hat.
No one says that.
Triangle Hat is a popular spin-off character of
Okay.
Silent Hills. Okay.
Okay.
You suggested this one.
I
Oh,
did.
come on.
Yeah.
I would like to see Slender Man naked. I feel like it would either make him less scary or way more scary.
That's a really,
I'm
really good
not
point.
Okay, so
Sure.
let's get into that then. Which of those would make it more scary? Like a really long third leg or a really short one? Like a slender.
A really long one would be more terrifying to me.
Like if it was, I think it would be funnier if he's just dragging this thing behind
What if
him.
he like takes his pants off and it
Yeah,
just
but is it
unrolls?
like a whip? Can he like?
It's just like a fire hose and it just like unspools and he has to chase after it. Like you've ever dropped like a roll of toilet paper and it just kind of rolls away and
But
you're
if
like,
he's
oh, come back
coming
here.
at you with it,
Yes.
that's terrifying.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
hold on,
that's
hold on, hold
horrible.
on. This is a family show, okay? Like just pump the brakes.
No,
Okay.
it's not. If
Okay.
you're, there's a problem with your family
So-
if this is.
yeah, really.
But yeah, or if it's, I mean, I don't know. If it's, what if it's like a micro?
I think it's a small one, but I think
It's
it's,
just-
super clean because he doesn't have a lot of facial details.
It
so I
just
think
looks
the
like
rest
when
of
you,
it is-
if you put
He's
like
a Ken doll.
He's a Ken doll.
just
Exactly.
push your knuckles through a white T-shirt, just this little.
It's
Yeah.
either that or it's Mr.
Okay.
Fantastic.
No, finally, I got one real special here. I'm dying to know. What's up with that?
I think we're seeing it right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, you think so?
I mean, that's it
That's
coming
it.
down right
yeah.
in the middle, right?
ESRB, your move. Tetris, NC-17, 18 plus. What is it? What do you rate that?
Uh,
AO?
I don't know.
I think
mean,
this is. I mean,
Tetris is rated NC-17.
this is this is a short stub.
The movie.
There's so many different configurations that this piece
Yeah.
appears in.
Sometimes
Yeah.
it takes the form of a much longer line.
Yeah, what's the real?
Do you guys know that
there?
Alexei Pajitnov, creator of Tetris, in an interview once said that all of the shapes in this game are panguses that are rolled up in different directions?
Yes. Panguses and Borangs.
The line is the only one that's just a restful wang that falls
And
gently
you
into
get
the
all
cut.
the points when they all fit together
Yeah.
perfectly.
Tetris is sexual, man. Just saying. Putting that out there. What video game characters do you want to see naked? Please. Let us know.
Yeah, let us know.
Also,
that's
don't-
what I want. I want you to send me that answer to that question forever. Just tell me what video game characters you want to see naked. That can't possibly go horrible.
Yeah. God, you know what's gonna really suck is just the comments on this video.
Yeah.
All right, we went and did something real dumb. Let's watch a video about it. Yeah, that's what I got.
Hey everybody, we are here at GDC. It is the 30th anniversary of GDC. That's the annual Game Developers Conference.
Yeah.
Every year it comes to San Francisco, Moscone Center, whole bunch of industry people, developers, press, business people, and we've been doing this probably, what, 5-6 years
5 or
now?
6 years, yeah. A bunch
Yeah.
of GDCs we've gone to. We're working
Yeah,
a lot of them.
Every year for the last half a decade. Over
Yep.
that, we've been here doing this. It starts on Wednesday, and it's Tuesday.
We showed up on the wrong day.
It's not open yet.
We're supposed to shoot videos down. It's not even. They didn't finish building it yet. It's just. We
There's
really
a-
screwed this
They're like
up.
building.
They're just. They're still working on it.
It's not.
They didn't finish making it yet.
So for all your GDC coverage, you're already in the right place. IGN.
Already in the right place. IGN.
Numbers there. Hey.
That was excellent journalism,
Yeah.
guys.
There it is.
Oh.
There's our producer, Zach
Yeah.
Ryan.
No, honestly, if we were gonna be
a
shaming our
mute.
producer, we'd write a nice sign that says, "I did a bad thing, did a real bad one there." Yeah, so GDC's weird. It's not really for us, you know. Like you've been working the floor, right? Like.
Oh, I've been out there. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm there because I want to see all the new tech stuff.
Yeah.
Like I'm like VR demo, give to me.
The weird
because
the hand hats that you can now buy with the lights on them, and they just.
So let me ask
I
you
want
about that.
all of it.
Are you okay with just putting on those weird street helmets while you're out there? Like, because a lot of people put them on, and there's a lot of stuff in there, and then they put it on your face, and then it's part of you now.
You know what? I don't care. Like
Really?
I'm willing to deal with the germs to get the experience because I don't get those experiences at home. Like I don't have all the monies to just shell out for 50
true.
million different VR headsets. So I have to go someplace like GDC to try it, and I don't know. I just get there. I'm like, me, pick me, and I guess I don't really think about the germs. The only germ one I thought about. Did you see the controller where you play with your tongue?
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
I was like, no, that's too far.
It's-
I don't
it's
want my
these,
tongue on that.
Like little popsicles you put inside a shell and you lick them to activate things. I'm
yeah,
not. That's no.
I was
that's
I
not
was
happening.
I was not okay with trying that
Yeah.
one, but.
But anyway, you've worked a lot of these conventions, right? You've worked
Yeah.
tons of video game conventions. I see you at almost all of them.
Yay,
We're,
yeah,
we're
video
busy
game.
people. We all do that.
Video and tech stuff.
I'm guessing that you go to a bunch a year, and at this point, you're not new to this. You have your regiment down, the way you come in, the way you handle things. How do people survive a video game convention? What do you do to make this an okay thing to live
And this
through?
is not just for people working professionally, but like
Yeah.
we've all got our experience. But like
watermarks all
like-
over that photo.
Yeah, that's a real nice job on that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway, so like obviously there's a lot of walking involved. So
Comfy shoes.
comfy
right.
shoes, or this is the real pro tip here: is get some insoles like a real old person.
Super Feet.
Get
They're
some
on
of these.
Amazon. Get some
Yeah.
Super Feet.
Super
Slide
Feets
them
are
in
cool.
your shoes. Do it before vacations too when you're walking
Call
a
up
lot.
old Dr. Scholes there.
And I'll say, especially to ladies, I know I see a lot of ladies that go to conventions, like first-timer ladies with the real high heels.
Yep.
You're gonna regret that
that's
decision
rough.
at least a few hours into the day. So I don't wear a long skirt, whatever you got to do, but flats are great.
Do they make heels that are they're secretly shoes, but they pretend to come up and they're really soft?
Well, they have like platforms and stuff like
Okay.
that you can play around with. But yeah, I don't know. After being on the floor all day in
Yep.
heels, you'll kind of want to murder yourself.
Yeah, that's horrible.
So that's one is insoles and comfortable shoes. Other thing, this is a huge one. Conventions are just petri dishes. They are gross. They are full of just the worst bacteria. Even if you're not eating lollipop controllers or rubbing stuff on your face, so get hand sanitizer. Carry it around.
Get tons of it.
Just rub that stuff on your little hands. That comes in great watermelon flavors and smells. And if you're really bored, you can light it on fire. But don't do that.
A good trick too is like when you see people do the fist bump.
Boom.
Yeah.
Do the elbow and
The
a comment
elbow's
down,
good,
one,
too.
the elbow in there.
Yeah.
You can don't pat butts like a gym teacher. Do not do that. That's,
Yeah, don't ever
That's
do
actually
that.
worse than
Definitely
touching your hands.
don't do that.
Don't
Don't do
ever
that.
do that. Don't do that at all.
All right. And then next, of course, this is huge. If you go to a convention,
Bring a fake phone with no screen.
yeah,
This
bring
is,
a.
this is my number one
Yeah.
tip.
This is
a
such
good
a good one. The thing about conventions is if you get hundreds, thousands of people together and they've all got their cell phones together, all of those cell phones are going to be fighting for signal, and they're going to basically be like searching for network, and they're going to kill each other's batteries basically.
Yeah, your battery will drain in the first few hours that you're there for the day just because you're in the convention.
Yep.
So if there's Wi-Fi, jump on that, and if you get one of these battery packs, just carry it around with you. It's a lifesaver. Next, find a nice secret bathroom.
That's right.
Convention centers are huge. They're massive. They are all over the place. I imagine this is probably less of an issue for girls. I mean,
What do you mean? Like less of an issue that there's dirty bathrooms?
I think that there are a few things worse that I've seen on Earth than
Then a men's room.
convention center
Yeah.
men's rooms.
I can't compare. I've not been in a men's room.
So that's the thing. Like these are these secret. It's like one of the only things in the world where like we just hear legends from the other sides from other
Yeah.
people, and like we can tell you stories of horrific men's bathrooms we've been in, and I've heard stories about horrific women's bathrooms. But I have a feeling that the men's rooms are sort of historically worse because guys go in there, and just like they just kind of wave. They do the Harry Potter wand everywhere and. They poop on the floor.
They're
they
like,
don't
I gotta
flush.
put these
poop
Cheetos
on the
somewhere.
floor.
Yeah, poop on the
That's
floor.
intense. Yeah, the only thing you have to worry about in the women's room is if it's too crowded. Because,
Yeah.
like, especially if you're at a convention where there's a lot of cosplay, there'll be people in there like fixing their wig,
Yeah.
and just a lot of people in there at the same time. So what I find is if you're in a convention center that has multiple floors, go up to the top floor
Right.
you can get to
Yeah.
and use a bathroom there. Because usually those are all meeting rooms and stuff like
Also,
that.
just
right.
check around the map. There's usually like weird back corners and stuff, and you'll find like secret bathrooms. So that's what we're saying: is find the secret bathroom, and if it smells real bad in there, just leave, just go home, just go back to your own bathroom. All right. Next, this is a secret tip. Make your mouth inhabitable for airborne bacteria. Cough drops with like menthol or whatever are really good because if you just have one and you're sucking on it, and you're just breathing in germs, your throat won't be able to pick up gross slimy stuff, and
Yeah.
you'll smell better than if you don't have that. Gum is also a good option, so you don't smell like a stinky mouth person.
You
don't
don't
do that.
smell in it. It'll help you from getting like dry throat. Like when
Yeah.
you talk so much at a convention all day and you leave, you're so parched. This helps with
because
that.
they're loud. You'll probably shout.
Hydration. I don't know if
Yeah.
that's on the list, but yes, incredibly important.
Yeah.
Bring like one of these things and slide it in your backpack somewhere. Just get a lot of water.
Yeah, that's
or
just
just
that's a good
fill
tip
this
in
to
general.
the top with whiskey.
Yeah.
Whatever you
Now,
do.
here's another one. Don't wear a huge backpack.
Yeah, don't
Like-
wear a Ninja Turtle shell.
Yeah, like it's cool if you want to get swag or buy stuff or whatever, but like figure out something else that won't make people just hate you. Because if you're bumbling around like the kid from Up, it's just it's just unfair to other convention goers, you know? Like,
I'm guilty of that.
Are you?
I am so guilty.
do you wear
of
like a
that.
giant backpack around?
Yeah, I have my Proton Pack backpack.
Oh, really?
That I bring with me. And it's not, okay, it's not as big as
No.
this guy's, but like as a tiny lady, like especially like at, I don't know, at San Diego Comic-Con, for example, they give you those big over-the-shoulder
Yeah.
bags. I'm so short that drags on the ground for me
Aw.
if I'm going to walk around with that. So I need something
Well, the trick
that I
is-
can just put on.
That's
easy.
funny.
Hire someone large to just carry you around like Master Blaster.
That'd
And
be
then you
great.
will rule Bartertown, which
Okay.
is located near Hall H.
Did we talk about the food? Can we talk about the food real quick?
Oh yeah. Don't eat that. Don't eat
Don't
that
eat
convention.
whatever, Cafe Joy or Uncle Harry's Gourmet
MC
Grill.
McHarmony's or whatever.
All of
like-
this is like, it's sort of like, cosplay is big at these things. This is food cosplaying is real food. Like this is like, it's fake pizza. It's actually like, it's like the kind of stuff you got in like 4th grade.
It's
like when
always
they're
the
like,
burger patties floating in liquid that they just tongue
yeah,
out
it's
of there.
just-
and
It's just don't. So like,
Yeah.
what you want to do, you would just walk a block or two outside of the convention center,
Yep.
get some real food. Also, bring some like energy bars
Yep.
with you. Bring some like, fruit and nut mix, that
some-
kind of stuff. That like sort of like good proteins and stuff. Don't eat this because when you eat this, you're gonna fart, and when you
it's-
fart, you make the room worse for everybody
Yeah,
else.
if you're gonna eat this food, don't use the bathroom there.
Yeah.
Pick one. Restaurants or bathrooms. And those are our tips for being not an awful person at the conventions.
but really, just hold in the farts.
Yeah.
Just stop with the farts.
Now, Trisha, you've done a lot of cosplay at conventions. We were just talking about cosplay. Let's take a look at some of the stuff you've done here.
Oh my gosh.
Is this
cool.
you?
That is me.
I could not tell. It looks like Wonder Woman.
Thanks, man.
Do you have
Fooled us.
a clever disguise that has worked on me?
I don't
my
think Wonder Woman
goodness.
had that thing where she just put on like a headband and people were like, I don't recognize this lady anymore.
That's
Yeah,
actually
I don't think that happened. This is actually, it's funny, a lot of the cosplays I do, people say that they don't recognize me, but this
Right.
is one where people did because I got to use my real hair.
Aw. So you've done plenty of this. Like, I mean, you sometimes do this for a living. Like people like pay you to like dress up.
That's just starting for me. So
Really?
I started cosplaying just because it's fun.
Yeah.
So this is, I don't know, I've been going to San Diego Comic-Con was probably my first big convention, and that was, gosh, over 10 years ago that I started going because I just like to go, like
Sure.
it's fun for me.
Yeah.
And so I would go and I would dress up and, try to make the costumes the best I can, but I'm not a costumer. So it was just me going and having fun, and only recently through my tech and video game coverage have companies found me and
Yeah.
said, hey, we actually want to like pay you for this. And then I'm like, really?
I mean, that also wasn't a thing that was people were doing 10 years
Right.
ago. You know, it was like maybe
Yeah.
they'd make a
Well,
costume themselves and pay someone to wear it, but like.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's like the kind of the fan culture has really evolved to a point that it's
It's crazy,
awesome.
and it's really fun because
Yeah.
every build you do, you challenge yourself to try something new. Like this build that's up right now, the Wonder Woman build, I had help with this because I had never worked with leather before,
Right.
and I was terrified.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, I was terrified, so I had help with this one. But I mean, you can see that this costume is not perfect, but I was pretty
But it's
proud
great,
of
but
it.
you're owning it,
You're
you
having
know?
fun.
Yeah.
Right down to the boots and
So
everything.
like I sprayed my boots with not leather paint. Now I know there's a thing called leather paint. I spray painted them and they flaked off all
Oh, no.
day.
So a
Like,
lot of
I've
this-
learned a lesson.
A lot of this was sort of like the trial and error. You said you weren't big, you weren't like a pro at costuming or anything like that, but
No.
you just got into it and started doing it, right? And now you're like you're part making them, you're part inheriting some of them, but you're like I said, you're owning it. Like this looks awesome. This is a great shoot
So
here.
this was an experiment in altering a costume.
Got it.
So as what some people do, there's a closet cosplay is what they call it when people take things that you can normally find at a store or your closet and then alter it to become
Yes.
a
Kit bashing,
cosplay.
basically.
So this was like a real crappy, horribly fitting Halloween costume that we replaced the Robin patch on so that it was accurate. We altered the crap out of it so that it actually fit me nice instead of looking like a gross bag. But actually, the guy in the background, who's the Batman cosplayer,
Yeah.
he made that from scratch, and that is a badass cosplay.
That's insane.
That's great. It was inspirational to shoot
Cool.
that.
What about this?
That was a closet cosplay. So I took a bunch of stuff from my closet and things I could pick up and purchase at a store and altered the crap out of it. So like the armor that's on it, that was a handbag, like an 80s handbag that I found at a Goodwill and chopped up.
Oh, wow.
And then used fabric tape and sewed it, like hand stitched
that's so
it
cool.
to make it into armor pieces, both on the glove, on the elbow, on the boots. You can't see the boots in this picture, but I worked really hard on the boots too. And I actually have a video on my channel of how I made that one.
So-
I try to do videos that are like, you can do this too. It's
Yeah.
not as
Yeah, I was
hard
gonna
as
say,
you
I think this is like really inspiring for people who look at this and they go, this is really daunting. How do I get into this? And you're like, well, you probably have 3/4 of a costume in your closet right now.
You totally do. This one, my Daenerys, back when she was the Khaleesi, this was the first one I made on my own. So I purposefully chose it because the edges aren't like perfect, the
Right.
seams aren't great, so I could be sloppy with it and it still
Yeah.
looks appropriate.
That's really cool. So you're cutting it and you're tearing it and you're like, it doesn't matter. Like,
yeah,
I'm not-
like
I'm-
if this isn't perfectly symmetrical, it's totally fine.
that is awesome.
That's cool.
That is so cool.
Yeah, that was just a fun day.
That's just a wig.
That was actually I bought that wig because I was going to do a Jessica Rabbit that year,
Mm-hmm.
and I couldn't figure out the boob physics.
So
And so
we
that didn't happen. So I just wore a cute Batman dress and some green eyeshadow and said it was like a Poison Ivy modern
But that's great though.
day.
So that's like that's kind of like why we threw this in here, right? Because it's like cosplay doesn't necessarily have to mean that you're going as an identifiable character. You can kind of just like throw some cool stuff together and be better than just the average person who walks in there just in a hoodie and jeans. You
It's
know?
not even better. It's just fun for you.
It's better.
You know, like go and have fun for you. If there's a character you really like, even if you look at it and you're like, oh, that costume is
Yeah.
very scary and intimidating, do it the best you can with what you have and go out and have fun. And like I said, the next time you do a build, you'll try something new, whether it's I'm working with leather for the first time, or this is the first time I have to do my own grommets, or whatever it is, or like this one that's behind us. That was a terrifying build for me because I made all the jewelry too, and that was the first time I had
wow.
ever
Oh, man.
made jewelry.
So how are
And,
you doing
know,
that? Just like with wire cutters and everything?
Yeah, I went to the craft store and like kind of researched how people do it and got pliers and
Yeah.
So
Look
what's
online.
so what's next? Like what's your dream cosplay you really want to tackle
Oh,
next?
Jessica Rabbit is my dream one. I don't know that I'll ever actually be able to do it because I don't want to do clear straps.
Right.
So I want to do the strapless and I want to do the low back, and I don't know if being a real person and not a cartoon, if that's physically possible. But I'm going to keep trying, and hopefully someday I'll get there.
Yeah, I think a lot of her costume is built on the fact that like her waist doesn't really exist. It's just like a coin in the middle of her body that everything comes
Well,
out with.
and I've made it that it's hard in the front, like you make it so it's like an armor plate in the front
Yeah.
to try to get it to stand up like that. But every time I did it, the whole front still goes, it just falls forward.
Good lord.
That's awesome.
I need to figure it out. It'll happen someday.
Let us know when you nail it, and bring it to the show, and we'll show it off and show people how it's done. Because I think a lot of people in the world probably want to know how to do that. And
Yeah.
have no idea where to start.
But I mean,
Yeah.
end of the day, like there's so many resources online for people who want to figure out how to do cosplay.
Yeah,
Like,
there's great how-to videos on YouTube. You can easily find stuff, and usually if you're in a major city, or sometimes even in the smaller cities, there'll be places where you can rent a sewing machine for a few hours. So even if you don't have one, like there's resources that you can go out there and use.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
Cool. So we actually did something real bad, which is probably worse than cosplay, which is just we made some bad faces, which is like
excited.
face play. Let's take a look.
Hey everybody, it's Brian and Max from Up at Noon and IGN. We're here at the Games Developers Conference trying out brand new technology such as facial scanning technology for games.
Intel's got a lot of cool gizmos here that use a combination of magic and technology and probably math or something to suck our faces from real life inside of the computer where they can be inside the computer games, which is where we like to play. However, we're bored of our regular faces, so we're going to try to make some real ugly ones and see how computers deal with that.
Let's break the machines. So let's get me scanned into Fallout. I'm gonna make an incredibly stupid face and see if it works. I'm a horrible man. Oh my god. That is awesome. I think that's how I would run if I ran. This looks like the weirdest Hitman game ever made. I'm really sorry I did this to your game. Man, I am so sorry. This is just horrible. Look at his. Oh god. See, I actually saw the apocalypse with my own eyes. That's why I'm trapped forever. We did it, and I think I look beautiful.
You look even more like a baked potato in the game than you do in real life normally.
I was making a face, and then it did the face,
Yeah.
and then it moved my mouth inside of my mouth. It was really weird.
I'm thrilled to know what I would look like if I were a famous basketball player who was trapped in a burning car. It's very scary.
Anyway, for the future of all things video games, you're already in the right place. GDC and IGN. I'm so sorry.
Wow, Trish, I really love your Anthony Carboni cosplay.
Thank you very much.
What the hell?
Ladies and gentlemen, Anthony Carboni. Thank you so much, Trish. We forgot to say goodbye. We rushed to show that.
Say goodbye,
horrible,
Trish.
Bye.
Trish.
We rushed to show that horrible video of us ruining a convention
The
center.
mouth inside the mouth
Yeah.
is never. That's never gonna leave me.
That's the name of my
never gonna
romance
leave me.
novel.
The mouth inside the mouth.
Yeah, it looks
Two
like
mouths.
Two mouths.
From different sides of society.
it looks like vocal cord surgery. It's really just the worst.
Anthony, welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
I forget when you were here. A long time ago. Doesn't matter. Or
Hundreds
soon.
of years ago.
Hundreds of years ago.
2 months ago.
Was it 2 months ago?
Shut up, Zach. We don't know what time
That
things
doesn't
are.
even sound right, Zach.
Yeah.
God, Zach.
Anthony, what are you doing here? What do you want?
I don't know. I don't know, man.
Yeah, what's up?
I heard you guys have a break room with snacks.
That's exactly
Not
it.
true.
I know.
We,
so I was
sucks.
very disappointed when I got
There's no joke. There is a bag of a bunch of ranch dressing and cups out on the table. If you want to take some ranch dressing home in case you find another place that does have snacks.
It's like
You
it's
can
like
dip
the
it in
classy
there.
man's Go-Gurt.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
just bring 5 or 6 of the peel top ranch
Yeah.
dressings with you for an extra boost of energy.
No, it's a good
throughout
go.
the
It's like
day.
those Tour de France guys. They got to get those like protein jelly things. Like you just
Cyclists.
chug some ranch.
Yep.
When you're
Yeah.
playing pickup basketball with your friends.
Yeah.
Now,
refreshing ranch.
Anthony, you're a Star Wars guy. You hosted the Star Wars Force Awakens premiere.
Yes.
For
Yep.
StarWars.com.
And the Star Wars Force Awakens Force Friday, which was the unveiling of all of the official Star Wars toys. For
You were
the-
also
like,
you were
big-
in the Force Awakens. You played that sassy nurse that took care of Chewbacca.
That was me.
Yeah,
I
it
was
was-
the sassy nurse.
Great job there.
And actually, I want you to know, I was a sassy doctor.
You were.
Thank you very much.
Okay, you know what? That was sexist. of
That
me. I'm
was
so
really,
sorry.
really messed
Yeah,
up, dude.
you're right. You're right.
dentist or a hygienist?
Shut up.
Yeah. So weirdly enough, that was cool. They showed off a bunch of like new Star Wars toys
Yeah.
that were official Star Wars toys. We found out a horrifying reality. Some of those Star Wars toys out there aren't real. They're fake ones.
They're bootlegs. And
Bootlegs,
They're
yeah.
stealing from you right now. You can go on eBay right now and get ripped off without even knowing it, just
Yeah.
like Max did recently.
I had a bad accident happen. I've been buying Dewbacks a lot, and I went to buy the Lego Dewback, which comes with a hard-to-find Lego set of Mos Eisley. And it's not a real one. It's a very bad fake one that has weird, like, crappy pieces on it. And
And
it's,
he comes with like a bunch of real guns,
he
right?
came with like a bunch of guns that didn't make any sense.
Yep.
Like he came with an M16.
He has 3 batarangs.
Yeah.
He has.
And there's like
He
pieces
has a
of
glow-in-the-dark Superman scimitar.
Yep.
Looks
Yep.
like there's like
Doesn't make a ton of sense.
He's got a Clone
There he
Wars
is.
blaster here. You can see that's a clone trooper gun, and then his Dewback's harness thing is just like it's like stretchy rubber. It's like one of those like weird gummy hands you buy at the supermarket.
It looks
that's
like a
not something that Lego
is that
would
like
ever
a,
put in
it
a
looks like a
set.
Twizzler pull and peel.
No, it's really like Lego doesn't really have rubber band pieces. So,
So
this
anyway,
is not a real toy.
Star
I will
Wars,
say
Star Wars
from
toys.
from a distance, though.
Yeah, from a
like
distance,
looking at it on
it looks
camera,
great.
looking on a shelf, you'd kind of be like, "Oh, that's pretty legit."
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's the whole trick,
sort of.
right? So Star Wars toys have been popular for decades now. Along with every movie, there's tons of merchandise. It's some of the best-selling toys in the history of toys. But we actually did some digging around, found out that bootleg Star Wars toys have kind of been always there with Star Wars toys. And I think a lot of people just never really knew because they just, when you're a kid, you get a thing and you go, this
Sometimes
is
you just
great.
don't care.
Seems normal. Most of the characters in Star Wars look kind of weird and off-brand anyway.
Yeah.
I actually had a really just horrible like life moment a few months ago where I was going back through like a lot of childhood pictures and I realized most of the versions of the toys that I had were like the dollar store toys. Oh, like
no.
These
like,
weren't G.I. Joes, these were the core.
Yeah, it wasn't Jet. It was Army Joe Man and like American Hero.
I had a friend that had four Teenage Mutant Ninja Tartarangas.
I love that word. I don't know what a tartaranga is, but
I like out of all the things they changed to avoid copyright.
Yeah, I know. They'll never catch us. So anyway, here's a brief history of some of the most horrible and wonderful bootleg Star Wars toys, starting with Space Warrior, which is pretty awesome because he kind of nailed the Darth Maul thing.
Well, no, let's look at this. It comes with a lot of stuff, apparently.
He looks like he stole the top of a police car and ran away with it.
Why is there a gun there? It says open up, light sound, and then over there it's got like the Wi-Fi symbol.
Yeah.
I don't know what this is. Like I don't know what there's.
They sell a lot of like video game stuff and toys at mall kiosks that are just like, well, here's a car, a gun, a bear, and a mom.
Hey, here's a PlayStation 1 that plays all of the Nintendo games using a power zapper. What? That's
Such
not
as
right.
Duck Hunt.
Yeah. All right. What else we got? We got these guys. More bootleg Legos.
Space Wars.
I've seen these in my travels in the Far Orient.
Who's that guy in the lower left over there?
That's the man from Rebels, that young boy.
That's Ezra.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
That's
It's
Jeffrey.
Ezra.
It's Ezra.
Yeah. But yeah, Space Wars, and that fake Lego logo, that weird S thing, which looks like that S we used to draw on our binders in middle school.
I like the.
On the other side, the other logo is just a 3D cube.
Is that Harlequin Skywalker up in the upper left over there?
Uh-huh.
It's real
All right.
bad.
And
Real bad.
Captain Phasma.
All right, so don't buy these because they're not good. And Asajj Ventress' lightsabers look like lightning, so that's kind of weird. Then there's Galaxy Empire, my favorite Galaxy Empire.
These are great. Max, I really wanted to find you that Boba Fett for your birthday, but they're stupid expensive.
Yeah.
This looks like a bunch of 6-year-olds that couldn't quite write yet drew what they wanted for Christmas.
And then they came to life, right? I love this so much. The weird gray Chewbacca. If we want to cut to the desk real quick, this is very similar to a Podcast Beyond fan, Goji Gonzalez, sent us this. This is Space Robot. Here we go.
Whoa!
Check out his hand. Like, he can do a cool glowing handy over there.
Man, with light up sword. Try me. Push button on chest. Light up
says-
sword.
he
Direction
says-
on backs. Light and sound. Does this have any lights or sounds? I can't tell from the packaging.
He says 6 different things, including, I'm your daddy, and search your heart place.
Do you remember that scene at the end of Empire Strikes Back when he was like, Luke, I am your...
All right. Here, this one's great because it looks like if
Yeah, this is a guy on YouTube, a Polish Star Wars collector, who you get what you see with that name. He collects bootleg Polish Star Wars toys. Gamorrean guards over here that are multinational.
I
guess
guess
you
this
could
looks
say.
like a Gamorrean pop group task force.
Yeah.
Like they're like, we're here to. This is
This is the hit band, the Spice Guards.
This is Ortug and the Rainbow
It's like
Squad.
it's like an all Gamorrean like Super Sentai like Power Rangers.
Oh, that's so good. Also, that one in the back just looks like a pumpkin.
This is Mighty Gamorrean Power Rangers over here.
Real bad. All right, then there's the roly-poly toy. Everyone loved roly-poly toy.
Oh, the Ball Boy, back for a new film.
That was my favorite part of the movie. Was Roly Poly.
Good news,
Who
guys.
has the secrets?
It's a new arrival, best gift of the children. That's actually that's a leak. That's the title of episode 8 is
Best gift of the children.
A lot of people want to know that
Directed
scene.
by Ryan Johnson.
That scene when his little hatch opens up, is it a thumbs up or a middle finger? It's actually a leaking Chinese battery.
They've all been recalled.
It's a cigarette lighter that says iPhone 5 on it and has a picture of a smiling woman.
Get out of
All
here,
right.
buddy. Only you can complete the mission and stop yourself from being put in the landfill.
So if you're buying toys on eBay, like we always do, if
Yeah.
you have the same sort of similar brain injuries that Max and I have, be careful out there. Some are easy to catch, such as Space Robot, not an actual character from
How
Star
could
Wars.
you tell the difference?
Some less so, like the bootleg Dewback over here, or Bootback over here.
Yeah.
So be careful out there. It's a dangerous world, and look closely.
And
Yeah.
if your parents gave you these when you were a kid, like they gave to me, remember that they didn't truly love you.
Yeah,
right.
put them in a home.
Your parents or the toys?
Yes.
Why not?
Yeah, put them all in there.
Yeah. know what they say about old people? They belong in a museum. Actually, I don't think that's what that's about. But we got news that Indiana Jones 5 is happening with Harrison Ford and Steven Spielberg, and that's slated for, what, 20...
But the twist is they're switching positions.
Yes,
2019,
that's right.
yeah.
Spielberg is going to do all the adventure stuff.
Spielberg's
this
going to be
time.
like, all right, where do I go? And I don't care. Just run up the thing or something.
Don't make the ball chase
Don't
me again.
touch that snake. Yeah, so I don't know. Like we had a cool like old Han Solo. That was awesome. We were stoked to see him put that character back in front of us. But I mean, we're about a decade out from Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, almost coming in close on that.
Which everybody, if I haven't invited you yet to my 10-year anniversary Crystal Skull
that's
celebration, we're all the big Crystal Skull fans. We're all going to get together.
The alien's going to be there. The monkeys. Shia LaBeouf is going to be there.
Yeah.
He's going to be real
They're
mad.
actually going to go in and
Young Fonz will be there.
Using computers, they're going to go in and replace Shia LaBeouf's character Mutt with Jar Jar Binks in a leather jacket.
All right, so let's get into this, because we now live in a world where we are old enough to see everything we loved growing up get remade or reshot or rebooted. Sometimes it's like shot for shot, like Psycho. Sometimes you just get rid of the original cast and you do a brand new cast like Ghostbusters, or you keep the story going like Force Awakens did, which I think worked really well. One of the reasons that worked well is because that is a story that's been going on for, 30-something years, right?
Also, they set the movie, 30 years after the original, and the fact is it's a galaxy. It's not just one character, unlike Indiana Jones, which is one central character.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, nobody can upstage Indiana Jones. So, like, what do you do with Indy 5 to make it work?
You know, it was really interesting when they did Last Crusade. You really thought that they were setting it up for young Indiana Jones to be the next set of movies, and instead they went with the TV thing, which I think kind of killed that idea, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Because I think that would be a great place to go with a new Indiana Jones. I think, if you recast, it's awkward at first, but I think, Indiana Jones could be a James Bond style character.
Yeah.
It'll be a little weird for the second guy who plays Indy, but then the third guy comes in.
Yeah, no, you look at like James Bond or Spider-Man or Superman, it's like there's certain characters who are big enough that they can carry that torch, but we heard
When every
rumors of...
Spider-Man turns 17, a gem goes off on his hand, and they push him off a cliff, and they get a new Spider-Man.
Yeah, luckily,
every 5 years.
Spider-Man can always just swing to safety.
But Indiana Jones, you're right. He's a character that transcends time. Like I didn't actually realize this until I was an adult. But when I was a kid and I watched Indiana Jones movies, I was always like, oh, these don't really have so much of a running narrative between them. It's sort of just like a damn thing happened, and I gotta go get the gold.
That ball's
out of the
back
vault.
again. I gotta run away from the ball. But I think that like.
But in this one, the ball's a little older too.
Yeah.
And they see the world more in shades of gray.
Don't
they
open
meet
up
with
the
each
box
other.
full of haunts and old ghosts.
I kind of like the idea that maybe this is, maybe you do the Rocky Balboa approach or like the Gran Torino approach where you have him working in a museum and he's like sort of retired, and then maybe something happens and he has to like, he has to go back into action, but it is like, he's not out there. Like, I mean, Crystal Skull starts out and he's still doing his same old wacky antics.
Yeah.
And like at that point, it's like Harrison Ford wasn't really, he was in like Hollywood Homicide with Josh Hartnett or whatever,
I think Crystal Skull tried too hard with the Indiana Jones Jr. thing. Like, they really wanted to make sure it was too tightly connected. But the thing is, like, he is a professor. There is some kid, as he gets older, who is one of his students that probably, like, he sees himself in this student.
He's
and they
inspired,
could go on a thing together, you know?
I love that.
That could be amazing.
What about Short Round? Bring back Short Round.
Where's Short Round
Where's
been,
Short
man?
Round? Yeah.
Where's Short Round? Do we know?
Yeah. I think he's a stunt coordinator on stuff.
Okay.
So maybe
well,
get him in there.
So
he
seems ready to. He's already
Short
on the
Round
movie
comes
set.
back,
Put him
yeah.
in
But I
the
would
camera.
also love to see something that maybe you could do it a little more like Last Crusade, where there's an older Indiana Jones quest that is tying in with this younger guy, and we could go back to young Indiana Jones again.
That'd
That
be
would be a
interesting.
great way to do it.
Yeah. Maybe
I love
he's
it.
retelling a story. Maybe he's just doing bookends and he's like, this reminds me of the time that this thing happened. And then you introduce to a younger one and it's a flashback
Maybe they do
sequence.
3 more and he's on a rascal scooter the whole time.
Yeah.
It's fine.
That could be pretty cool, actually.
It's all
Anyway,
going to turn out fine.
what do you guys think? Indy 5, are you scared out of your brains? Are your faces melting over it? Let us know. We'd like to know that sort of thing. Are the fine folks on the computer
if your
saying
face
anything,
is
or-
melting, Don't tweet at us first.
Yeah.
Call an emergency medical service.
I always see that like people will jump on like
Close the Ark of the Covenant before tweeting at us.
people go on a video game forum like, yo, my nose has been bleeding for like 2 or 3 months. What's up? I mean, first of all, if you're gonna do that,
I just
like
keep shoving this Q-tip in deeper
Yeah.
and deeper into my ear. Is that bad or is that okay?
people are sick of seeing all my clothes being red all the time. Like, I don't know how to fix that.
Yo, I
go
keep-
to a doctor.
I keep farting micro machines. What's up? Where do these
Hashtag
cars
up at-
come from?
Hashtag up at noon.
I wrote WebMD on my arm in blood.
I felt a little better for a minute.
You guys ever get that what's it called? Stigmata? Like all right. Anyway, we got any comments from people watching?
What are you people doing?
Is this thing on? Hello?
Sarah B, that's at jukebox_baby says, thank you, Up at Noon, for making me look like an idiot in class, laughing at bootleg knockoffs as I was watching with headphones on. It was great.
Yeah.
That's why there won't be another Indiana Jones inspired by his teacher or her teacher, because all of the kids in class are watching shows like ours in the middle of school instead of learning about going into temples or writing I love you on their eyes or whatever that one girl did.
Yeah.
The whole day she's like walking around talking to her friends. Where are you going? I'm going to school. I'm trying to have sex with my teacher. Check it out.
And all of her friends are like, perfect.
Yeah. Also, everywhere
That'll
she
work.
went.
Do you want to get a weird lunch after this?
She went after that. She was basically Florida. She'd go get a pizza or whatever, and she'd be like, you know, and they'd be like, oh, that girl with the, she wrote a secret message on her eyes, and then that pizza guy sounds crazy.
Or she gets in a car accident. She's like, oh, we can exchange information. Hold on.
Yeah. All right, so on the subject of crazy people and pizza, a common discussion topic on this show in general, a crazy, wacky crossover in the world of comic books happened yet again, and that was good old Batman meeting the Ninja Turtles, the Teenage Mutant ones, to be specific.
The Tarantugas?
Yeah, the Tartarangas are back, and they're back with their good friend,
Tupers?
The Tutorangas.
the
Teenage Mutant Tutankhamons.
the Dark Warrior Bantam has returned. So anyway,
Mang.
they had this cool crossover where they had to team up to do, I don't know, solve some
Eat
crimes.
pizza!
Yeah.
But really, the only big part about this, and this is, I guess, a spoiler if you really don't have a whole lot going on. It's a 4-issue series. It's not like this is somebody dying. This is them eating some pizzas. Like, they're gonna have some pizzas. What I like is that they had to like talk him into it.
Slow News Week, IGN.
Yeah, right?
Yes.
So this raises the question.
That's what we wanted to call this show.
Yeah.
They didn't let us.
True story. We wanted to call it Slow News Week. Our bad. So Batman eats a pizza with the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Ninja Turtles eat pizza all the time. They live in New York City. Batman lives in Gotham City, which is basically a
Where
cross
pizza is
between-
outlawed.
You
Well,
think so?
Yeah,
I don't
because
know.
they have a
So
great
here-
job with law enforcement.
Here's
there.
my theory. Gotham City is 50% Chicago and 50% New York, which means that the pizza is in some way hailing from two of the best pizza cities in America.
That means it is 3/4 of an inch thick, probably.
No,
It's deep dish, but the crust is really thin, and
Right.
so it's just goopy and it's getting everywhere.
Yeah.
that's exactly it. The crust is thin, but there's like 4.5 feet of, I don't know why that's my 4.5 feet
This is 4.5.
of tomato sauce on top. But here's the wrinkle in the plan here. Gotham City is constantly under attack by clowns and lunatics and people with half a burned face and a penguin mayor. So I feel like that's going to disturb the local businesses, and their pizza is not going to be as good as New York's.
I disagree.
An agitated pizza chef cannot do their best work.
No,
That's
no.
true.
I think the pizza chefs, for the most part, they kind of just roll with the punches. You know, they're going to go along with it. I would say also, what are the odds of supervillains actually like messing with, like, sure, probably like the Joker, Black Mask occasionally maybe kills a pizza delivery guy as a goof or whatever. But for the most part, I think it's going to be like Two-Face being like, let me get like 25 like half meat lovers, half vegetarian. You know, and they're like, all right, and then he's gonna tip them all with like,
where's my air
with,
horn
like,
hat?
Yeah,
That was a sick goof.
yeah.
I,
And he tips them all with $2 bills and like $50 coins or whatever. You know, it's just
Do
like.
the half meat, half vegetarian thing again, because he's Two-Face.
Okay, when Two-Face orders a pizza, he orders half vegetarian, half meat lovers.
Yeah, that's a comedy noise. It's a air horn.
So yeah, man, they're probably not like. Also, if you deliver pizza and like you know somebody's having a car chase and the Batmobile's like messing stuff up, like I feel like maybe your pizza shows up late and the guy's like, you know, he's like, yeah, sorry, I got this purple van was being chased by a bat-shaped car and I had to pull over. Like, I feel like it's not going to mess up pizza that much.
No, I don't think so. And also, like, crime builds character. That's why New York pizza is so good, because New York was riddled with crime for so long. No pun intended when I said riddled, because I know Gotham City's also literally riddled with crime from the Riddler.
And
Stop.
puzzles.
Stop.
Nicely done.
That's
also,
a joke horror.
As far as the consistency goes, this is a total weird long shot here. I think it's like Connecticut pizza. I think it's like Mystic Pizza.
Oh, so it's not as good as New York's, but everyone who lives there says it is, because they have nothing else to live for in Connecticut.
I'm from
I
Connecticut.
like the bit where Batman tells
Don't call him
Michelangelo not to chew with his mouth
Oh,
open.
Michael Jangelo?
Michael Giordano.
Yeah.
Mikey, don't
Jan
chew with
Michael
your mouth
Vincent,
open.
where he tells Jan Michael Vincent not to chew with his mouth open.
Yes. All right. So anyway, Ninja Turtles and Batman have eaten pizza together, and there was no other news for us to report on.
More updates on the story as it develops.
Not true. We
Keep
have
it
two
here on the
breaking
Imagine
news
Games
stories.
Network.
That's right. 2 big news stories happened this week, but we're going to get to them in a minute. 'Cause first, we have the Run and Up at Noon challenge, where
Yeah.
we played a very hard game and died a lot.
This game is hard.
Air horn.
What's up, guys? It's me, Brian Altano with Max Scoville. And today we're playing Mutant Mud Super Challenge on the Wii U. It's also on the 3DS. It's sort of like a
It's
advanced-
an easy game for kids.
Definitely
simple,
not.
Simple, fun, easy game for people who'd like a nice not challenge.
It's an action platformer made by Renegade Kid. It is a sort of updated Bloodborne hard mode version of Mutant Muds, which came out on pretty much every system ever. So let's just jump in. Let's see what this thing's about. We'll probably do some controller passing here and see how far we can get. We're going to die a lot. So
I'm gonna be bad at this
yeah,
probably.
this is a really pretty game. It was one of the first sort of pixel arted 3DS games. So it's cool because it has that scrolling thing going on, and on 3D, you can see what's going on in the background and the foreground. So this is gonna be very difficult.
I'm gonna not do a good job with
I
it.
like this little Indiana Jones intro we're starting here.
So for
to
those of you
Dora.
just tuning in, we're on a plane.
Are we jumping out? Oh God!
Wow, we're already dead. That was fast.
All right, now Max, you what's your sort of history with 2D platforms?
I have awful slow reflexes. I have no rhythm whatsoever.
Okay.
And I suck at things. So
All right.
just bad.
Look at that big egg.
I gotta kill a rock.
Yeah.
Is that the mutant mud?
Yeah, the mutant muds are kind of like turd monsters.
Okay. So
All right, so your mechanic in this game is you have that little meter over there that lets you kind of hover for a second, right?
oh, little fart bubbles.
Yeah.
Is he farting or is it
Yeah.
bubbles?
You can also shoot.
Shoot with. Okay. Oh, the poopy man is up there. How do you get up there? Am I using all the buttons right?
Yeah.
You just jump?
Yeah, jump and hover over there
How do we
from
get?
the ledge. Man. There we go.
There we go,
All right, now
okay.
start shooting. All right.
Look at these turds. Oh wow, this is gonna be tough. I don't know how I'm gonna get out of this one. Well,
Okay. Well, so you have 3 hearts. You've used 1, and you're dead. All right. Let's see.
all right. Show me how it's done.
Retry.
Old man.
This is
You tough old broad. Uncle Grandpa. Oh wow.
God.
Oh, look at the tiny mud.
A little baby turd.
What's the battle turd there? Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Okay, so right off the bat, this is... Whoa. This is way, way harder than the original version was.
They added all those muds, huh?
They did. They added lots of more jumps, lots more turds. Okay, there's the Rock.
So is it
Not the movie star.
Rock Johnson, as he's called among the youngsters now?
This guy's kind of a prop there. Oh,
What? What's this game about? Oh, you're falling. Oh, a tunnel.
that was just the... Man, that was just the intro hallway?
Oh, that's messed up.
All right, so here's the other thing you want to do. You want to collect as many of these things as you can.
Because they're worth points?
Yeah. This is pretty devious level.
So, if you're like me and you don't enjoy a challenge, a good game to play is Firewatch because you can't die.
Is that true?
I don't think you can die
I
in
don't
that
think you
game.
can die in that game.
But
But if you're a hardened criminal of a man like me, I mean, you're going to want to play something like this.
I really like Super Baby Jumper. I think that's a good one, where you're just a baby and you don't jump because you're a little baby. Then, of course, there's
It seems disingenuous that they would make a game called Super Baby Jumper.
Softy's Harmless Palace, which is a game about being a pillow in a big room of stuffed animals.
Yeah.
And you just kind of roll around, and it's very cute.
See, I like stuff like this because, oh, son of a...
Yeah. I like Bubblegum President, where you're just you're the president of Bubblegum County, and you just go around and, you know,
So this is
distribute some candies.
what I what I like about this one is that it looks cutesy, and
But it's
not.
mean.
Yeah, which is like if
It's like a rainforest frog.
Yeah,
Which is actually has large teeth. It bites a lot.
that's actually a really good comparison.
It's not true at all. I also made it
All
up.
right,
What?
Yeah,
Whoa!
now
How'd
I'm
you
in
do
the
that?
oh god!
Okay.
Checkpoint.
This is a cruel game for people with bad depth
Oh.
perception.
God.
Why are those muds so small?
Because we're in the background.
Why'd you step in a poop?
It's a little dog.
Oh no! You landed right on those cones.
All right, we're going up for one more.
Those very dangerous cones.
Oh god. Somebody put.
It's always pretty reassuring when I see you dying a bunch on something.
Mhm.
It's like, okay, yeah, I'm not. I mean, I am terrible, but like,
This is
you know.
this is a hard game.
yeah. So what do you think that little boy's story is?
I think he's trapped in a dystopia.
Oh wow, it's a scary world he is. in.
V-Land.
V-Land. Ooh. What's V-Land?
So there's a bunch of little.
Videoland?
This is. Oh man, I'm doing pretty good. There's a bunch of little. Oh, is that a CD?
What does
Is
the
that
CD
it?
do?
It's gonna give us 50 free hours in AOL. Damn it!
Oh. And
Anyway,
you just about
that's-
unlocked the internet. Wow, so 4 deaths in 4 minutes or
Yeah,
whatever that
not
was.
bad. Not bad.
Yeah.
Oh, we did okay.
Pretty bad actually.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
a hard game.
Pretty bad. So that's Mutant Mud's Super Challenge. We just did a Super Challenge and died a lot. You can go in there and collect stuff. VLAND is actually it's a portal to old Virtual Boy versions of the levels, and Game
Oh.
Boy versions of the levels.
Or it just makes one of your eyes stop working entirely, and then you can't see except the depth perception.
That
which makes
too.
it even more challenging.
We died a lot. Can you do better? Find out yourself in Mutant Muds.
Yeah.
We are
Or
getting rusty.
we
We're
can go
getting old.
outside and we can have a foot race. I'll win.
So watch out for
Longest
turds.
legs.
There's actually more turds on the street
Don't
than there are on this
don't
game.
step in a poop.
Don't ever step in
Or
a
a
poop.
mutant mud, as they're called.
If you
in
do, don't
computer
wash your
games.
shoe in the sink. That's gross.
Yeah, go outside, rub
Get
on
a
the grass.
hose.
Go outside. Go blast on the lawn.
Step on your enemy's lawn.
Yes.
Thanks for watching.
We're done here.
I am a robot from the distant future.
I'm a robot from that distant future. Thank you for watching Upper Noon. I'm a Darth Vader robot. Luke, I am your father. 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 Luke, I am your father. Thank you for watching Up at Noon. Hey everybody, we have one more story because hundreds of people have tweeted this to me today, and I have to talk about it with 4 of my favorite people in the world. That includes you, Zach.
Yes.
Somebody put a suit on a horse. Let's take a look.
We did it!
Gotta show the picture.
show the
There he is!
Yes!
All right.
a horse suit.
We
So-
did it, everyone!
Human beings, you are no longer needed. Now we have horses that can do job interviews. They can be presidents.
Look at the
They
hat,
can,
too.
yeah. Look at that hat. They come
If
with a
I
whole-
sent that horse in as me to a job interview, I would get the job. No one would know the difference.
You know what's a great piece of information about this horse suit is that it used much more fabric than is required for a human being suit.
That's true. That's true. It's actually 4 times more.
very
He also
expensive.
he pooped in it twice more than a man would.
That's why it took more
Which
fabric.
man?
They had to keep
Is
throwing it
there a
out.
poop sack like a fabric in the
I
back?
don't think so. I think it just goes down the leg.
I feel like there's a nice, like, tailored little opening in the back, like
just-
on dog pants.
You just gotta make sure to Scotch guard it first.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So
You
that's
can poop in wool all the time.
yeah. So this guy, yeah, I don't.
Why?
Why not?
What do you mean?
Is there any more backstory?
No. Here's the
This is
thing.
cool.
It doesn't need it.
No.
Why
Listen,
did-
I am not denigrating the fact that we finally put a suit on a horse. Don't think that's where I'm coming from. I just want to know everything about this horse that I can.
Here's the thing, Anthony.
Because it is superior to me.
We currently live in a world that has no, or at least we do, a world that has no real problems. And when we have no real problems, what do? We make a suit big enough for a horse.
Yeah.
And we send him into a bank, and he takes out $100,000, and no one blinks an eye.
No one even asks for
And guess
ID.
what we do with
They
that money?
trust that horse.
Spend it. Money in the bank. Thank you for watching Up at Noon. Next up, Brendan Graber and Ben Janker are playing Majora's Mask on IGN. What year is it? It
Anthony
goes on right after
Carboni
this. You don't have to move. Just stay
Trisha
still.
Hirschberger, thank you for joining us.
Thank you guys
for
so
having
much.
us, guys.